we'll be talking about another interesting topic: increased cases of kidney-related diseases in Nigeria. And to discuss that is Professor Umeziriku Okafor, Dean Faculty of Clinical Medicine and a nephrologist, ESUT. Good morning and welcome, Doc.
Good morning. Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Same to you. A great day.
Right. So when we hear kidney-related disease, can you give us an overview of what it is?
Yeah, the kidney, a great organ created, well, by God, and look tiny, constitutes just about 0.1% of our total body weight. But it's such an organ that plays a very critical role in our being alive, in our living. It's such an important organ that it receives almost a quarter of the blood that comes out of the heart, as tiny as it is. And obviously you can understand that if such volume of blood passes through that tiny organ, it's bound to have some issues as relates to the health of the kidney. So there are a lot of also diseases that are related to it, ranging from most other causes of diseases. It can be inflammation, it can be infection. It can also have tumors. Injuries, traumas are not very common because of also one of those attributes that they have. The attribute of being protected even from formation is covered by wrapped by other organs. So injury is not a very, trauma is not a very common related disease that we have there. But one of the greatest challenges that we have is that those diseases that affect the function of the kidney, it has diverse functions. So those diseases that affect the functions of the kidney are one of the greatest menace of the society currently. So summary of response to your question is that there are diseases related to kidney, ranging from just infection, urinary tract infection, to some severe other diseases that affects the function. I must also note here that there are other systemic diseases that affects the kidney. For instance, hypertension, for instance, diabetes, for instance, sickle cell disease. So in fact, even when other organs, especially the heart, is affected, the kidney also is not having directly affected.
So what are the reasons for the increased cases of these kidney diseases?
Yeah. Let me also start with is our country, but the truth is that globally, the increase in kidney disease is global, it's everywhere. No country is spared, but countries are better equipped, you understand, to handle the challenges than other countries like ours. In our country here, I left medical school over 30 years ago. And when, as a student, yeah, we saw sparingly, what do you call it, very few kidney diseases that led to that. Maybe that so many of them couldn't survive to get to be seen in the hospital. Maybe. But the truth about it is that with all that we are seeing, that could not explain the surge that we're having. One is that there's increase in the number of people that are having hypertension. And hypertension is an important cause of kidney disease. There are increase of people that are having diabetes. Diabetes is an important cause of kidney disease. And there are increase of knowledge. In quote, why I say in quote is that, you have positive knowledge, you have the ones also that are harmful to us. For instance, there are a lot of things people take for supplements, herbs, detoxifiers, one thing or the other that we take that our body we are not exposed to initially. It's playing a very critical role in this search. For instance, I have a patient yesterday. In fact, that patient came from China. And in China, they had kidney disease, obviously came back home. And after what we spent, and painfully, this young man had or called acute or chronic kidney disease. So there's chances that we could also have, in fact, we're able to achieve pulling him out of dialysis, which we started, because the kidney started improving. Then he disappeared. And I saw him 2 days ago. It was down, completely down. I almost stopped passing urine. What happened? They already told him that, look, this kidney disease and dialysis is a farce. and that there are things that is going to take, that is going to help everything and cleanse off everybody. And what are those things? Some helps. So the surge, you understand, is there are a lot of factors that also cause the surge, but one of the greatest challenges we have, which I will always be grateful, not just to Signature, but every of those media houses that have given us the opportunity to share this with the populace and educate them that the kidney disease is supposed to be going down. Like most developed countries, is increasing because people are surviving better. I don't know if you understand. People survive better, they live better, so they live new ones, and that's the increase. But once that people are dying and it's still increasing, that's the new cases. You understand, the new cases are increasing here. But over where things, people are knowledgeable enough, people are surviving better. Few ones are, so that's why the increase in their own. But our own is that even those that have it are dying, so new cases are coming, and obviously, and that's the surge. So I will forever be eternally grateful to you and some other media houses that are giving us this opportunity to share that these diseases, they are preventable. Thank you.
So really, I'm just wondering, Charles, I know a lot of people say lifestyle will also contribute to, some lifestyle choices also contribute to this. But then again, to what extent does normal lifestyle of people or the choices that may contribute to this increase in disease, kidney diseases?
Yeah, you know, when I was answering the other question, I told you about the surge in hypertension, the surge in diabetes. In fact, the two that are the most common cause of, especially the chronic kidney disease, which is most of the ones that we have globally. And you find out that, like here, there's westernization of our lifestyle. There are things we are linked to that is here now, you understand, and is affecting. For instance, let's start from even some of those small inimical one, obesity. You understand, obesity. Activities here, there are a lot of exercise-related centers everywhere, but I can tell you that the rate of inactivity among us has increased. Obviously, you must have heard AC house, AC car, AC office, and those things also have led that there's surge in obesity. Also, the obesity is related to the diet that we take. We also now have a lot of high calorie related diets that's affecting our weight. There are a lot of people that take a lot of junks that affects our weight. Then also talking about junks, we notice also that things like salt affects blood pressure and also affects even the kidney. And most of the junk food we eat, they are more salty than what we ought to be. So that on itself has affected. Then when you go further, things like smoking, you understand, there's exponential increase, statistically proven, that the rate of smoking in this country, well, I don't know where it came from. I just came from the village, and I can tell you it's alarming. The rate of all manner of tobacco that is being smoked, and cigarettes have been associated with kidney disease. Cigarettes has been associated with hypertension. You remember hypertension also causes kidney disease. So, you know, talk about obesity. Obesity also have a hand also in causing diabetes. Then I also have mentioned about people taking a lot of things, you understand, the name of supplements and things like this also have been contributed to this surge. Then the issue of alcohol. You know, somebody will ask you, you say you take a lot of fruit to prevent. Yes, we take a lot of fruit to prevent kidneys. But if alcohol may not be very direct, but a lot of indirect effects on the kidney. It has impact on the heart. You understand? And the heart, when heart has an issue, heart also it causes problem with the kidneys. So if I had a lot of these people don't take vegetables as they ought to take, and because of that also that has reduced most of those antioxidant related things that are supposed to mop up this. So some of these new lifestyle also are one of the things, may not be completely, maybe one of the things also that have led to this terrifying rate of increase in both incidence and prevalence of kidney disease. And sorry, if I should just add a little, you know what I'm talking is just chronic kidney disease. We're not talking about the acute kidney disease. You understand? When we talk about acute kidney, that one is so painful. Why? Because those ones that are reversible. But we notice that in our environment, because of our poor health knowledge, our poor health facilities, those ones that are supposedly supposed to be reversible, end up getting to be chronic kidney disease. That's also affect the search. Because those normal, for instance, a child had diarrhea. And diarrhea is treated, and probably the kidney is affected, and proper thing is done, the kidney will recover and continue its work. A woman gets to deliver, the woman has bled, you understand, and you'll be able to correct the blood, and the kidney may be affected, but you do one or two things, that kidney will recover. Somebody come with infection, you understand, you treat that infection, the kidney had issue, kidney properly attended to can recover. But you find that a child had diarrhea, had vomiting, come with dehydration, diarrhea stops, vomiting stops, you understand, and probably you drink water, the dehydration corrected. But those may have been corrected late, you understand, and proper things that's supposed to be done are not done. I thought that what I'm talking about is not child, every adult. We've had adults, like most of these herbs, some of the herbs come in that patients start stooling. And after stooling stops, and probably in a month, 2 months time, the person is coming with kidney disease because the proper things are not done. So the acute kidney disease is also another big challenge we're having. I didn't even mention about drug toxicity. Even the drug we prescribe as medical personnel. You understand? There are some antibiotics that have issues. Painkillers also, there are issues also that can affect kidney disease. You understand? So they are multifactorial. But the key is that most of them, with proper education, you understand, are preventable.
But I've heard this severally. I don't know how true it is. Is it hereditary?
Yeah, you know, kidney disease, we also say it's a family affair. But that constitutes less than 1% of people coming with chronic, or less than 5%. Let's say the but it's not. I don't think it's up to 2% of people coming with chronic kidney disease. There's an element of hereditary there.
There is?
Yes. There is one factor that we'll find out. We'll call ApoL1 gene. In fact, presently I'm participating in a clinical trial on those patients that are positive for that. ApoL1 gene is a gene that we'll find out that is more in the blacks, especially the African descent. And the history had it that, you know, the issue of fly in Africa, that there's mutation in the gene to be able to overcome the fly, the trypanosomiasis, the trypanosomiasis infection, which is the sleeping sickness. And in the process, they developed this gene, which start causing us some genetic issues, including hypertension, including diabetes, including sickle cell. So there are these other ones that have been linked with certain form of chronic kidney disease. That is one. Then there's a type of kidney disease we call that you can inherit. Is a cystic kidney disease. That one have a pure hereditary pattern. In fact, currently I have a family that 3 of them have that polycystic kidney disease. It's a dominant. Dominant means that if you inherit any of the gene, you're going to manifest. There's also the one that is recessive, that you have to inherit the 2 genes for you to manifest. Those ones can be inherited. You understand? Then you find the risk factors also can be inherited. For instance, sickle cell can be inherited. A sickler is at risk of developing chronic. So there is not in a family. But I must also add, irrespective of this family-related issue, the right thing done. I have a patient that have adult polycystic kidney and died at the age of 85 years without going through dialysis, because the right thing was started early and they were done. I don't know if you understand. It's just the same thing that you have diabetes. Your family have diabetes. Your family, my own family, they used to be fat, big. I remember my brother teasing me. He made you start walking fat. But I made up my mind I will not be obese. And I'm not obese. So you can still be at risk as per family inheritance. You understand? I can still be able to take care of it.
Another interesting part is also to, note the access to healthcare in terms of, particularly in the side of nephrology services in Nigeria. How accessible is it?
Well, I'm actually in talk with the signatures if we'll be able to also have the privilege of talking regularly, probably weekly, on this. Access to health, kidney-related health care in Nigeria is poor. And please, you can quote me. If what we have now is still subsisting, it will still be poor in the next 20, 30 years. That's the truth about it, because there's no plan on ground. There is none. Government are not interested. You understand? The non-governmental organization is not interested. For instance, Enugu is one of the blessed Enugu metropolis. Mind, Enugu metropolis. Here we have how many nephrologists? We are 2 there. UNTH have, I think, about 4 or 5. You understand, nephrologists here in Enugu metropolis. But you can quote me anywhere outside the Enugu metropolis. There's no other center in Enugu state that has the services of a nephrologist. And nobody cares. And the majority of the patients we are seeing, than the primary health care, than the secondary health care. We are all probably in the tertiary institutions and probably one or two private centers that is located in Enugu Metro. And that's how it is scattered all over the country. They are all concentrated in one area. That will also tell you the state. So it's very poor, it's very abysmal. From the primary, preventive, to even the tertiary. Very poor, and I can tell you very why I was saying is that due to committee, I had an outreach outside in my village, and you find that one a year outreach has so much impact on the health education, health impact on that. Can you also imagine where it is done on regular basis, but linked to the public health institution of this state. Let's just talk the state we are talking about. So it's poor there. There's no awareness. Those people there don't even have knowledge so much of those kidney things. Secondary care is almost zero. There's no secondary care in Enugu State. There are some in some other states that had facility to treat a patient that have kidney failure, like dialysis. There's no single one. No secondary care in Enugu State, not a single one. You understand? And obviously, you know that kidney transplant in Nigeria, you understand, is neither here or there. We have kidney transplant, yes. We have done up to 1,000, but by who? By how many? So about over 15 centers have had their hand, but it's only 3. In fact, it's only 2 that can confidently, but just leave 3, give 3 that can say, I walk in and do kidney transplant. So we'll talk about 1,000 transplants. We find that the 3 of them have done almost 99% of the transplant that we have in these nations. And painfully, the 2 of them are private, and 1 is public. And that public is supported not by government, supported by donors that's outside. In that public center, a donor have been able to build a world-class kidney center, and in that center, and not just that he built it, but he's also supporting them with consumables, and also have furnished that place and gave them several years of maintenance that has been maintained, and he will continue maintaining that facility. So it's abysmal. I think that's just the word. It's abysmal, and unfortunately, that people are not interested, and people are dying. I can quote me that kidney failure is one of the greatest killers in this country. This truth about it. So many people that die of malaria may have had issue with their kidney. Someone that have diabetes, find that majority of them that end up dying have some issue with their kidneys.
What healthy living do you think that one can embark upon to be able to have a very healthy kidney?
Very simple, very cheap. And what is that? The first one is that don't take what you don't know. That's the primary thing.
What does that mean? Sometimes you want to try a new drink.
Exactly.
So when you want to try a new drink, be sure of that new drink you have tried. You can try. A friend of mine sent me something today, and early this morning, he's in Canada. I saw it and sent it to me. I was asking how is it. He sent me something that is on TikTok. Detoxifier. You know, the time that when you take it, I tell my friend, he's a diabetic, my friend, run away, don't get close to that. You understand? So that is the first one. What you don't know, please be careful in trying new things. I don't say don't try, but be careful in trying new things. That's one. Then the other very cheap one is that ensure that you drink enough water. Don't allow yourself to be extremely thirsty before you take water, because by the time you thirst is that I'm dehydrated. I hope you understand what I'm saying. That when you're thirsty means that I am dehydrated. So don't allow yourself to get that point of getting dehydrated. I had an inaugural lecture some months back, I think that was in August. And what did I tell you? Purifying. You purify with taking a lot of water. You understand? Take enough water. Say take at least 2 liters every day. And depending on the weather, is it hot? Is it cold? If it's hotter, you can take more. If it's cold, you can manage with 2 liters and a little less than that. So take enough water. And those things that will say, look, this thing is at risk. The kidney is at risk to this thing. Cigarette smoking we are talking about. I always have challenged the youths in my own area, location, my village, in the place I live. Just tell me one single thing why you're smoking. Nobody can give you just apart from the social element that is associated with it. And smoking, apart from issue in kidneys, have a lot of things in other organs. So please, smoking, you have to quit it. Smoking. And I always tell people that smoking is not only when you are the one pushing. You understand? You have primary, secondary, tertiary smokers. So you are smoking, you are not smoking, and you're in that club, and everywhere is filled with tobacco, smoke up, and you're a smoker. That's the truth about it. And you have a spouse, and the spouse smokes up and down, and you hear the one from the clothes, you are smoking. The level may not be as much, but it still has some impact. So you try and see how you can bring down that smoking thing there. Then this issue about taking other things, including medications. There are medications that have been noted to have impact in the kidney. Painkillers. Like I tell people that painkillers, take it only when it's necessary. And when it's more than paracetamol, please seek counsel. And if you must take more than paracetamol, don't take more than 4 or 5 days at a stretch. You can take and give your kidney some break, you understand, before taking it. But it's always better that you get to somebody that is knowledgeable that will give you and prescribe those medications for you. The same with antibiotics. In fact, there's an antibiotics that we call aminoglycoside. I have a patient about 5-6 years ago, and the patient went and urinated, the urine was foamy. He said he has infection. And give this man gentamicin. Beautiful, wonderful, effective, cheap antibiotics. We use it a lot. We cannot, in fact, it's with this kidney that people are now withdrawing, but it's a very effective, efficient antibiotics. But when you don't use it well, it causes cancer. So what happened? We went also met a pharmacist that prescribed gentamicin, which is one of the drugs that was claimed to be sensitive to the organism they grew. And by the time the man finished 2 weeks of gentamicin, the kidney packed. That man unfortunately ended up also having kidney transplant. You have also one that have osteoarthritis. You know, if you get close, they'll have osteoarthritis that for 10 years or taking painkillers every day for 10 years. That one ended up with kidney transplant. So some of those things, you understand, you try and reduce them. And please, if you're hypertensive, lay your blood pressure with proper control. If you are diabetic, lay your blood glucose to be properly controlled. Then there are certain things, you know, we talked about, there are some infections we have during our adolescence when we were younger, sore throat, probably skin infection that end up also generating some what we call antibodies in the body that attack the kidney. You understand? So if you have a kid that have sore throat infection, skin infection, please treat it properly. Let it be treated properly with antibiotics to reduce generation of those antibodies so that they will spare your kidneys. And that's also, you know what I talk about? When we talk about kidney, we focus on the chronic kidney disease. Why? Because that's the one that comes in, that's the one that is eating us raw. But acute kidney injury, as I said, is there. If you have diarrhea, if you are vomiting, find a way to replace that fluid. Because kidney loves water. Kidney needs water. Kidney, the water is like, what you call, is like is it the fuel or the engine oil or whatever. That's what kidney needs. Because for it to extract those waste and stuff like that, it needs enough. If it doesn't, that means it's going to try to grind into your heart. So when you're having that diarrhea, you're having this thing, is to replace it, but better, you should have to get to hospital where to be corrected. If you are bleeding, please try as much as possible that the blood don't drop the situation where it's going to affect it.
What about energy drinks? How much of energy drinks do you think affects
well,
kidney?
energy drinks and kidney.
Or carbonated drinks too.
Yeah, well, you know, carbonated are more vast, but the energy drink is caffeinated. I would prefer caffeinated drink. Yeah, caffeinated drink, yeah, it's still not clear the impact in the kidney. But you know, it's also have also noted that it has effect on the heart. And remember that the heart affects the kidney, because heart need to pump enough blood to get to the kidney for the kidney to function. So directly, there's no link, to the best of my knowledge. There may have been, you know, knowledge keep on coming and going. You understand? To the best of my knowledge, there's no direct link right now on those caffeinated energy drink.
All right. Thank you so much, Doc.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Professor Umezurike Okafor, Dean Faculty of Clinical Medicine and Nephrologist, ESUT. Thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you.
All right, that's the most we can take for this interview. We'll be linking you to our Abuja studio for the continuation of our signature morning show. My name is Belinda Nwobodo.
My name is Charles Pius.